G'day everyone, just got the weekly wrap here this week. Just got Josh with me, mate. Josh is in a bit of a hurry because he's got to get off and have a look at another horse, but I thought I'd get you in, mate. Well done on the last few weeks, a couple of winners.
Yeah, team's going good. We're starting to shape up not a bad sort of team looking into the spring, which is good this time of year to go in with a bit of confidence.
Yeah, so you had the filly by...
Filly by ZBD.
That was the one that won at Bendigo?
Yeah, she won 2-year-old race maiden there at Bendigo. So our first, probably our third 2-year-old runner and first 2-year-old winner, which is another feather in the cap.
Yeah.
It's a good achievement. So
she was really impressive.
She was good. She, I think the sectionals were good. She rated pretty highly for the meeting, mainly because it kept raining and the track deteriorated. But I think she got a run on the sectional stars there during the week on racing.com. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it's a good bit of a plug.
It was good. Who wrote it? Was it North?
My sister
Your
Melissa,
sister wrote it too. Yeah,
so she comes up and does a bit of work for us every second Friday, which is good. She comes up from Warrnambool and she's got a good sort of affliction with all the horses here, so it's very handy to have her skills when we could use them.
Well done. And then I left, so I was here Friday. I walked out after you won, didn't back your horse. I wasn't that smart. Your old man Geordie told me, whatever you do, back the other one at Echuca the next day. What was it called?
Just Folk.
Just Folk. You said both of them actually. You had two runners, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, Just Folk's full brother, High Class Harry, he just got pipped in the last. So it was quite a weekend. So actually, both those horses at Echuca were bred by me granddad and me grandmum. So that was exciting, and we actually bought the second one off them because my granddad retired from training, and then we leased Just Folk off them. So. It was a true little weekend.
Yeah,
it's good when it all sort of comes off.
It is, because I see you here and you're putting in a lot of hard work behind the scenes, so it's good to be able to get back in front of the camera and get a few winners. Also, you've got the Supergirl, the really nice mare.
She went away to Kerrang during the week and done her first minor little bit of work, so the plan's still, obviously, if everything falls into place, we'll squeeze into the Melbourne Cup, but she'll all systems go towards the Bart Cummings and trying to win that, and her rating's not quite going to be big enough to get handicapped into the Melbourne Cup. She's probably going to have to win her way in, so the Bart Cummings is the most obvious choice for her at the minute.
Sometimes winning your way in is nearly probably the best way to get in sometimes, isn't it? Because you know you're in form, you can go in and you're probably...
That's it, and you're obviously working to your time frame too, so if you win the race that you aim for heading towards, you know you've got a bit left in the tank going towards it, and the Bart Cummings is perfect. There's a month between the Bart Cummings and the Melbourne Cup, and she can go and have a spin around in the Moonee Valley or a Geelong Cup, and you know you're in, so there's no pressure, and you can just go there and get the job done, and then set your sights for that first Tuesday in November, which is something you never sort of think you're going to be a part of, and then all of a sudden it happens, albeit we might be a 1 or 2% chance in the minute, but it's still a big thrill to even be contemplating it.
Yeah, all being talked about, so we'll follow that closely. Of the two winners last week, what do you got something going around tomorrow, have you?
So High Class Harry, who just got pipped.
Second?
Yeah, he ran second.
Are we tipping it, or are we each way? Are we fielding it? What are we doing?
I don't think it'll be each way odds. We'll have to tip him. He's drawn a good barrier. Matty Lloyd takes 2 kilos off his back. He's a big, strong bugger. Sometimes he takes a bit of control of the apprentices, which is probably the thing that got him undone at Echuca last start. Campbell just sort of tried to ride him too pretty, but he's drawn 3. Wodonga, for me, I've barred it 5 times, and I just keep going back because there's races on there for us and there's no other options. But if it wasn't Wodonga, I'd be wrapped. But I'd say he'd be about the $3 mark. And he'll draw. He's in the last race. He's drawn inside. It's a heavy track. There's a lot of boxes ticked for him, but. It's Wodonga, so he's going to go around with it. He's going to go around without my money. So.
Also, going forward, you've got. When's the filly that won over at Bendigo going to go around?
So both those maiden winners both go around at Sandown. It's sort of breaking my golden rule. Don't like taking them to town straight away after a maiden win. It's obviously a big step up, but this time of year they're obviously in their last month of their age bracket. So you sort of got to take that opportunity, and obviously pushing forward to the spring with both horses. You get a really good gauge as to where they're at and where they're going to measure up. Both horses will probably have 10 days in the paddock after that. Obviously, don't want to sort of plan too much and get too far ahead of ourselves, but if they both run nice races, well, I'd like to think that we'll be able to sort of target the spring and place them properly, and they'll be competitive through the races in the spring.
There's good races. We're going through them with a few of our horses. There's a lot of good fillies in those races, man, isn't there? Like Group 3, Group 2 listed, and all you need to do is get one of them into the... and then you've got your residual value straight up, haven't you?
So, very exciting time. So they'll both, hopefully give a good account of themselves on Wednesday at Sandown, and big chestnut fella steps out to 1300 and the little filly stays at 1000. So it's both nice races for them and see where they measure up.
Good luck. We'll go quickly over our runners from last week. We had Crone. You've never really seen her here, have you?
Never really laid eyes on Crone.
Yep,
she's obviously tied up with the Rosemont crew and whatever else, but she gave a really good account of herself.
Yeah, she was great. She gave it was good for us. It was good for the team. Like, she'd been knocking on the door so much, and we kept saying, "Oh, she deserves a win." She settled behind the leader, and she showed. I think, without being unbiased, I think she's probably nearly a Group 1 kind of filly or mare on a heavy track.
Yep.
She lets down. She's got a real nice turn of foot on a heavy track. She's got a nice turn of foot on a good track too, but so's a lot of other horses around her. Whereas she can accelerate off a
heavy track. Bring a few people, a few horses back.
Yeah, so she'll go to the paddock now, and we'll get her ready for the Magic Millions. There's a couple of lead-up races, but there's a beautiful 1300 metre race up there, fillies and mares. The horse that's won it the last 3 years, Invincibella, she's gone to the Broodmare Farm, so that'll make it a lot easier for us because she was a high-class mare. So watch that space. We also had Andrea Montagna does what he does. He kind of looked the winner at the top of the straight. Caitlin probably could have sat a bit longer. It was a really slow tempoed race, and once he comes off the bridle, he just doesn't let down. He looks like the winner, but we're going to try a few tricks. He's going around this week, so we'll try a few tricks. We're going to put a set of blinkers on him. Looks to be a fair bit of speed in the race, so we might have got that wrong or right. I'm not sure, but what we're going to try and do is keep him on the bridle for as long as possible, and try and just let him down for the last 100 metres, get him in the right spot. So hopefully he doesn't give Caitlin a too bad a ride. You can keep going if you like. I don't know. You're right.
Yeah, no, we'll punch along.
Punch along. So we've got a Magna next week. We had Magna last week, so they were our two runners. We also had a horse over in New Zealand. English Gambler went round for us. Bought it from New Zealand, brought it over here. It was a train wreck over here. Sent him back. He actually went all right. He was well underdone. It was his first up run for a long time. He was probably still punching away, which he wasn't doing here. Over here, he was just giving up and dropping out. He was still punching away over there at the 100 metre mark on a really heavy track. It was bottomless over there, and I'd follow him next start. He'll go around probably at the end of this month, and he'll be strip a lot fitter, and hopefully we can get a win for the owners because they've been incredibly patient with this horse, and fingers crossed we can have a little bit of money on him as well. Other runners this week, we've got Twitchy Frank. You've had her here.
Yeah, Twitchy's been through here a few times, spent a bit of time on the water walker, and obviously done a bit of pre-training. So big mare who's always gives a pretty good account of herself. So
we're going to throw the blinkers on her. Yep, so blinkers will go on. She'll probably settle in the first 3 or 4. This is her last run before she goes to Broodmare Sales. Looking at her, she's going to make a nice broodmare, isn't she?
She is. She's. I think if obviously the inspections are a little bit up in the air at the moment, but if anyone who's been wanting her goes and looks at her, they'll be pretty impressed. And she's going to throw some nice type. She's a big burly mare, and she's. I would suggest she'd be perfect candidate for a nice broodmare. By
Swazier is doing a good job as a broodmare staying as well. We had 3 go around at Tassie last week as well. Cam Patamanis, he has to think about things as well, but he needs to get out over 1650, and a set of shades I think will help him a fair bit. Elton is finished. Yep, he's done. You've had him here for a while. He's a bit of a quirky horse, but we've found a nice home for him over there. One of Adam Trinder's staff are going to take him and try and get him to become an eventer of some sort. And the other one we had was 1, 2, 3. Who was the third one? Logie. It was a train wreck. I've said it twice, 2 weeks in a row. We thought we'd get the best jockey over there on him. Brendan McCall didn't make a lick of difference. He got held up at the vital stage when all the other horses were making the run. It was pretty simple instructions, just ride it to get a little bit of cover and just get him out wide and let him rip home. But somehow we managed to zig instead of zag. And I don't see Adam get upset too often, but he was fuming after the race and didn't even do a post-race interview with Brendan. I think he was too busy giving him a spray, so we didn't get the post-race afterwards, but we did get the aftermath of it because after Adam had cooled down a little bit, he sent out a video after that to let everyone know and apologise he didn't get a video. But look, the old horse deserves another win before he finishes up. He's been great for us, so fingers crossed we'll find another nice race over 1350 for him, and he can be really, really competitive. Outside of that, that was all our runners last week. We've only got 2 this weekend. We have got Kal-El coming up. It'll be probably going around at Swan Hill next week. Oh, Haley's Lightning, sorry. It went round at Matoa on Monday. she did. It was a train wreck track up there. Horses were coming back with black eyes, and there was clogs going up everywhere. If you weren't in the first 3 horses, it was...
It's normally not a bad winter track, but it's it probably needs to be utilised a bit more. So there's so it's not like that, but it's it was a bit of a funny meet in that Matoa, and she was just in the back and in the ruck and getting pummeled.
She did not want to be there. She didn't want to be there on that heavy track. She had a heap of kickback. She had a few clogs down her throat as well, so it came back and reported that she'd swallowed a bit of dirt. But I don't think she was the only horse that she did on the day. So,
no, not a chance.
I'm not sure where she'll get to, but we're pretty confident she can win a maiden somewhere. So follow her going around. She'll probably get a set of shades this time around and probably get her to the synthetic where she does a fair bit of work. I picked up Anna. You had Anna here for a while. She's back over there. That's our Nakoni filly. Josh, did you speak to Mitch about him?
I haven't spoken to Mitch since she's returned. I spoke to one of the boys that rides for Mitch, and obviously she's a pretty forward filly. We knew that, and she's hopefully she might get to the races sooner rather than later. But she's got a racehorsey attitude. She's just got to sort of put it all together and relax a bit and realise that not everything has to be done at 100 mile an hour. So if the boys there between sort of here doing a bit of pre-training and the boys there at Ballarat can sort of harness that energy that she's got, she looks like being a sort of nice horse going forward.
Yep. We just tipped out 3 from here, 3 Palentinos. You like the Palentinos, don't you?
We've had a bit of a handful with the Palentinos off the mark. The first 3 have been a bit hairy, but look, they're all going to grow into really nice horses. They've got plenty of spunk about them, and they're just going to fit the routine and jump in with sort of the other crop of young horses that we got, sort of 4 weeks in, 4 weeks out, that do that rotation that we do through this time of the year with all the yearlings and the young horses, and get them up to the mark and get them off for their trainers and see where they're at.
So we brought in, and there is still some, I think there might be 1.5% or maybe 2.5% shares left in the Rich Enough filly. She's a nice filly, isn't she?
She is, she broke in next door here with Sammy, and he was pretty upbeat about her. So look forward to getting stuck into her next week and seeing where she's at. But she's got nice eyes about her, and she seems pretty sensible. So and obviously, Rich Enough sort of going along alright at the moment.
He's kicking a few goals, isn't he? So get involved there. You haven't seen the press statement yet. It'll come over. It's just having a bit of a let up. I'll go and get it in a couple of weeks and get it over. What else did we bring in here? We brought in... so that's the one I wanted to quickly talk about. Our little holler that we've got over there. It's a half to one of your...
Half to a horse we had to unfortunately recently retire, Sepp Zento.
Sepp Zento,
He was a bit of a late maturing horse by unencumbered. He was starting to really hit his straps. We actually threw him in the deep end his last start, and he raced on Oaks Day in the Greys race there at Flemington. But before that, he ran in 2 midweekers here at Bendigo and was beaten by a couple of really nice McAvoy horses that went on and won races in town. So unfortunately, he done a really niggly little injury that just never could come right. So we decided to retire him. He owed us nothing, and said he was really sort of starting to hit his straps. So when you said that you had a half to him by a holler, and in comparison, looking at her now, looking to where he was there, she's probably got a little bit more size about her than he did. That's encouraging. But again, she came in yesterday, and looking forward to get stuck into her next week. She'll mate up probably with the Rich Enough, and do a lot of their work together.
Well, quickly on that one. So we're doing a PDS up now for her. She's by holler. She's a half to one of Josh's. Josh is going to train her for us. She'll only be a kind of on the cheaper side of things. So if you want to get involved in a cheaper type of horse, she is going to be a 3-year-old type of horse. She's a grey as well, so she's going to be a nice grey. But she broke in really well at Bruce O'Dell's. She's come over here. I'll get some video and get some updates. But it'd be a good one to get in with you.
I think so. Like I said, we got a bit of a gauge through Sepp Zento as we won't rush her. That's generally my sort of persona as well. I'm not one that sort of gets into them really early unless they sort of really show it. And so obviously, nice relaxed atmosphere here around Bendigo, and she'll slot straight into that and get her going and put her in the routine and see where we're at, and she'll hopefully she can measure up.
Perfect. And to give you a little bit more confidence, Josh has taken a little not a little chunk, a nice chunk in her as well. So he was pretty keen to get hold of her because he thinks she might make might make a racehorse, and after that she could make a nice broodmare. So I'll get off now because I've gone up to about 14 minutes, so I'll get in trouble from Lee. Lee, tips and winners. Which one are we backing on the week over the next few days of yours?
I definitely have something small each way on the 2 at Sandown next week. Obviously a big step up in grade, but we're just pretty much going to see where they measure up. But high class Harry should be fairly hard to beat. I just hate tipping horses at Wodonga.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.